we, as the consumers, don't know our rights when it comes to the states. Because if you think about it, when you enroll in these state agencies, you do get that little thing that signs and you get your rights and responsibilities. You get that little booklet. How many of us really read that?
Nobody.
How many of us really read it?
Nope.
Right? And so we don't understand and realize how much power we do have because this is the state. Yes, but those are monies that's allotted to us as blind and visually impaired.
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life's having insecurities and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. We gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Blind Table Talk. I am your host, Sassy Side, aka your blind butterfly.
And it's me co-hosting on tonight, Christina, otherwise known as the boss lady.
Yes, boss lady. Thank you so much for sitting in for security of the community this week. And I'm so glad to have you.
No problem. Thank you all so much for having me. And I'm always here to hold it down for Fleeks because he's definitely securing the premises for everybody else. So
Yes, exactly. So, well, we have some good stuff tonight. I am really excited about our interview. I am excited about our BVI Real Talk that we're going to be doing. So, we can just go ahead and jump right into our BVI Real Talk discussion. So, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Put your feet up and just enjoy what we're about to bring to the table.
let's get it.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome to our BVI Real Talk. And this is where what we just talk about everything, nothing, and
Whatever.
all of the above, right? So, but first, we cannot go without recognizing again. It seems like we've been talking about this for the whole month, but what's the weather? What are you? What's your
Ooh,
degrees?
man, it's been between 15 to 30
Ugh.
here. But that's not cold to some people. They got it way worse than
I
us.
know, I know. I felt really embarrassed when I was sitting here complaining about our 50 degrees and they're like, it is -8 here. And I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I was like, oh yeah, no, I'd probably that's yeah, no, that's but hopefully it's supposed to be that way again this weekend, kind of cold front throughout. And it's all over the US. It's not just, not just in Texas, it's all over. So
I
but
know, but it's so foreign here because
I
we're
know.
so used to
Yeah.
sun, lots of sun. In the other states that get the this cold weather, they get snow, real snow,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But here we get a lot of ice, and that's
Mm,
what makes the situation so much more dangerous because one, we're not equipped for that
hmm
because it's rare, and then two, ice is just dangerous, like to drive on, try to walk on, anything. So everything is
mm.
almost locked down around here. Like the kids been out of school for days.
No, that's what's crazy to me. So you guys are going on what, day 3 with your kids? Because our kids was out on Monday, but they went back to school uh Tuesday. And so now what? You guys are Wednesday out again?
Yes, so Wednesday out again. I don't know.
Mm,
I mean, they're saying that because we still been getting like a little rain. The weather's still supposed to drop down below freezing again tonight, and I just think it's gonna freeze right back up, and the weather's still dropping. So I don't know when it's gonna
mm.
clear up.
I told you, I said we didn't get these type of weather days, and but then I realized that I grew up in California, so there would be no reason, no weather would be bad enough for uh closing of schools in California. So,
They
but
actually like put in bad weather days in our school schedule for the year.
yeah,
So
that's sad. Okay. All right. So we have some good stuff on the table. I do have a couple of little things here and there that I wanted to discuss. It's a lot different when you have, a girl talk at the table because without security here to, you know, uh, put a stop to things when in his security way. So I feel like I could talk about anything now, right? So I do wanted to kind of just get some feedback on a couple of things. Oh, by the way, I do want to do an update on my Facebook thing real quick.
oh,
So,
definitely.
they closed down my page because of inappropriate child content, apparently, right? And then so I created another page and I did use a different email address, but of course I used my same first name and my same name because it's my legal name. And then I got an email when I opened it up the other day saying that this page has been deactivated because it has been associated with another page that it was shut down for inappropriate child content. So
Wow.
now my next page is, you know what? Honestly, I give up on Facebook. I'm done. I'm not even, maybe it's just not
Mm,
for me. I
my
don't even.
kids tell me Facebook is for the old people
All
anyway. So
right.
I
And
mean,
yeah, exactly. But it's linked to so many of our business stuff. We have business things on there and it's linked to everything. But you know what? I had 180 days to
appeal.
appeal, right? And so I'm not, because last time I appealed right away and they sent me the response right away saying that it was denied. And so now I'm just going to try to figure out. And again, listeners, if anybody knows how to contact Facebook, because everybody I have talked to has said there's no email that where you can send them. There's no contact information to reach out to them, except for in that little help menu. But that's so it's not even, you can't even email that. It's like, it's buttons that give you links to other pages for more information, but I just cannot find an email address. So if anybody
I've
knows,
never seen an email, but I've seen a little chat thing. I've talked to them over a chat over Messenger. So that might be about the only way that I know to get a human.
oh, well, maybe I need to do that then.
Yeah, we could try that.
Yeah, I guess. Because I'm really ready to just say, never mind. I don't even care about that anymore. So, but, but yeah, so. Anyways, I digress. And I mean, I'm gonna learn how to use LinkedIn, I guess. That's what I'm
And
trying to work on.
Instagram and
Yeah.
Snapchat and get your
No,
video on, girl.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that
Yes.
far.
Yeah,
I'm not going.
y'all wanna see Sassy Side on the video, right?
No,
Show her face.
no, I'm good. I'm good. But all right. So what else? What you got going on?
You know, I really don't have much myself, but I just, me, I do still have Facebook.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
No shot, right?
Yeah.
But just, I'm a part of a lot of, groups and things like that. And I see a lot of conversation going on. I try to help where I can, right? And get my
Mm-hmm.
two cents. But I saw this topic that's going on recently, and I'm sure this has been a conversation with lots of people everywhere, right? But these folk rehabs, oh my gosh.
Mm. No, girl.
So where where is the policing agency for folk rehab, right? Because we're getting where nobody's responding,
Yeah.
nobody's getting assistance. um I don't know, I can't even blame it on the current economic state. Like, it's not just finances right now, because it's to me, a lot of their response has been happening for a long time, right?
Yeah, it
i
has.
I dealt with them as a kid, growing up, when it was the commission,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen it where if you can show the potential, if that counselor that you're working with is feels that you are really, have potential to do something, they'll back you. You can pretty much tell them what you want, and get whatever you need, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
never really had trouble with them, and I'm glad I got out right before it switched over to a different type of agency. But
Mm-hmm.
people are really struggling with getting assistance.
Well, and okay, so there's a couple of things that I think is the problem here with our state rehabs, right? Um, and of course, I do got to be careful because I do work for a company that deals with with state
Right.
rehab, right? But I do have a little bit of an insight on it. And here's the thing, even and I've used it myself too, and went through the same thing you went through. And I actually I did have some problems with it. I
Okay.
did have problems, but here's the thing: when I was in California, I got everything I needed, right? I was going to
Mhm.
school. I mean, I got my equipment, I got everything. When I moved to Texas, and I'm sure it is about state funding, right? And some states are have more money than others and all that stuff. But it's more than the funding because I know that there are some states that have the money and sometimes at the end of the year have money left over that has not even been and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
it's rolling
fact.
back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so what happens is when these states aren't spending these monies, they are it's showing our government or whoever that well they don't need it then because they're not spending it. But then you have these counselors that are policing the money as if it's coming out of their pockets too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right? But oh, I can't pay for that, can't pay for that. Now, I agree with what you said, the whole thing, because here's the thing about the people, us, as we call them customers, some people call them consumers, whatever they are. We're all, blind people or visually impaired people that need the services, right?
Right.
Um, it is about we have to put some accountability on ourselves too, as far as when people go and apply, they apply and it's 6 months later. Well, I applied, I never heard nothing. Right. And that
Mhm.
they can't do that. Okay. So you have to be pushy. What I went to the so far as I was calling every night before I went to bed so that my voice was one of the first ones, if they even
That
checked the
they were
voicemail.
here.
Yeah. So I think I got services because they were tired of hearing from me. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate we shouldn't have to do that. But I always tell people you got to be a bugaboo, right? But
Right.
that's sad. But on the flip side of that, here's where I do have some a little bit of empathy for our some of our states, right? I don't know all of them, obviously, but it is uh, case overload, right?
Mhm.
They have
Mhm.
so many clients that those ones that are being those bugaboos, those are the ones that are getting taken care of first because there's so
Right.
many. You have to, there's so many. Then you have turnover. A lot of turnover when people get hired. By the time you get adjusted and get into, that rapport with that counselor and you've got your plan and stuff, then that counselor leaves. So
Mhm.
now you're starting from scratch again with the new one.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's so many things that go into it, but a lot of it too is that we, as the consumers, don't know our rights when it comes to the states and the services that we can get. Right. And I think that is where, because if you think about it, when you enroll in these state agencies, you do get that little thing that signs and you get your rights and responsibilities. You get that little booklet. How many of us really read that?
Nobody.
How many of us really read it?
Nope.
Right. And so we don't understand and realize how much power we do have because this is, you know, yes, it's the state, yes, but those are monies that's allotted to us as blind and visually impaired, right? So when we go in there and say, okay, hey, I would like to go to school for this, and then you have a counselor saying, yeah, I don't think that'd be good for you. I think you should go to school for this. They
Oh my
can't
gosh. Yeah,
tell you that.
I've had that happen. I've had it happen.
Yes. They can't tell you that. You can't tell the if you sit there, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Here's my plan. This is my plan. I want to do this. I want to get a job in this, and this is what it's going to take to get it. I've already researched it. I know the state does, they can't say no.
And I guess have to take back what I said, that I didn't have any trouble, because I mean I've had a counselor tell me that, but I didn't see it as trouble because it didn't matter to me what that counselor said. Like, I
Hmm.
was gonna do what I wanted to do anyway.
Right. But you also knew that you had the right to do that, right?
Right.
Because what's happening is our uh, our peoples are accepting whatever the counselors are telling them, you know, just like these state school programs, the state schools. The state schools are not the only options, right? They like, and I'm just using this as an example. There are NFB centers that have schools. There's Colorado, I think there's one in Louisiana. There might have a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the states are going to send you, they want to send you to their state school, but that's not the only option that's out there.
There's not. I mean, there's a lot out here.
Yeah. And, it might be the cheapest for them, but what if that doesn't work best for them? What if that school is, a 6-week program or even longer, a 12-month program, and they would prefer to do a 9-month program? Or what if it focuses on different things? These are things that we need to understand, that we have the right to decide and not just sit there and allow other people to dictate how our lives are going to go.
Right.
But you know what?
Absolutely.
I can't blame them because I did it. When I first went blind, again, I didn't know anything about being blind. Heck, I didn't even think I would ever be able to work again. So I just let them tell me whatever they wanted to tell me, and
I
I took
mean,
it.
because it looks like, from just the outside point of view, that maybe this organization is supposed to be developed for us, right?
Right.
If you don't take a deep dive and look into the practices and how, what kind of results and things are coming out, and who's really running it and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you
Well,
might not
the
ever know.
division, right? The division, because we do have a blind division, because
Right.
really the whole in an entirety, it's for all disabilities.
Disabilities. Really,
So
well, in ours now is up under the whole unemployment branch, pretty much, in the state. It's not just
yeah.
disability. So it's you
Mm,
got, they're all up under the unemployment, and then up under the disability, and then
mm,
our division.
yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
of course
crazy.
the whole organization is not based off of making sure blind and visually impaired have what they need. They're serving
Well,
a whole purpose.
so and that is why I think what we do is so important, right? And
Right.
I don't think I rarely, I mean, I've mentioned Blind Professionals Network before on here, but I think this is the perfect time to share a little bit about BPN and who we are and what we do, because this is what we do for who we do. Did I say
Absolutely.
that right? I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, and I tell people all the time, for Blind Professionals Network, we are a free resource, right? We offer free services to everybody that is blind and visually impaired. And we'll go over that in a little bit as to what. But I also want to make clear that BPN is not a replacement for any of these state agencies. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the state agencies, they do get money that are for us and allotted to empower us and to provide us with the skills and equip us to be employed. And that's all good. And we appreciate that. And we still need to get that. So, but we do know that can take a long time. Not only can it take a long time, but they do reach their cap.
Right.
So when somebody does finally get those services and they have been provided AT training, and they've got that, they only get a certain amount of hours, and then it's like, oh, okay, we can't give you any more. So this is where BPN comes in. And yes, you know, I it is a tool. right? But it is something that is another resource that is out there for people, much like other stuff. BPN is not the only one. It just so happens that, this is what we're talking about today, right? Because we can.
Absolutely.
So, so as our in so our listeners know, Christina is actually the assistant executive director of BPN. I am the founder and executive director who has handed over my day-to-day activities, and you are doing such an awesome job. So since we're here, this is your time to shine, honey girl. Go ahead and tell them about what BPN offers and how we can be that little extra resource for them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I do these little networking events sometimes, and I try to give a brief overview of BPN on both aspects of what we do, you know, in such a few minutes. So I'll try to do that like real
Yeah.
quickly and see if that does the job, and then we can dive deeper into it. But I tell them that we're basically like a twofold entity, right? So one side we serve our members, right?
Hmm.
And by doing that, we do things like assistive technology training, we have employment services, we have mentoring programs, we do networking, support groups, professional development, anything that you need in the realm of trying to make sure that you have all the necessary skills to be ready to get employment, right? Or to advance in your employment, whatever aspect you're or whatever stage you're on in your journey of employment. And then on the other side, we work with those employers, right? Because we can do so much on our side. But as working with employers, we also work to make sure that one, that their internal and external platforms are accessible through accessibility testing. We also do exclusive JAWS training courses. So if you work for them and you want to know how to work their systems using JAWS, we can train you on that. We do inclusivity trainings with them to make sure that they know how to, one, have an employee who is blind or visually impaired or disabled as a whole, or even work with customers that may be disabled. And then we also offer a suite of professional development trainings to those employers as well. So we're a two-sided organization. Want to bridge the gap and help both sides to make this a smooth transition, and promote inclusivity as much as possible.
Awesome. That you did a great job. Yes, I love it. One of the things though that I like about our workplace solutions side, that's BPN Workplace Solutions, I love because it, it is still giving back to our community because I don't want to say the wrong words here, but we only hire blind and visually impaired people to do those. So that's okay. So we're actually providing employment as well for our community, and I love that too.
Absolutely.
And that's actually one of our, the key niches, right, about hiring BPM Workplace Solutions is that yes, anybody can come in and do inclusivity training, sensitivity training, and all that stuff. But what better way to show that you are an inclusive company than hiring blind and visually impaired individuals to come in and do your trainings for you? To
I
really give you hands-on, showing you that yes, we are inclusive, and and we are going to show you the real way to be inclusive in that training.
And I also, like the whole fact of the organization is ran by us. It is
Yes.
not sighted community telling us what they feel like is good for us. It
Yeah,
is us. We do things based off of our experiences, but we also take in consideration our nearly 1,000 members
yeah.
to, implement programs and services that are important to them and beneficial for them.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that is key. I really have been talking about that lately, with a lot of organizations that are out there for blind people, right? And they are ran. mostly by sighted people. And that doesn't make
Exactly.
sense to me, because who better to know how to develop and design and, deliver things that blind people need than blind people.
Right.
So that's a good point. I didn't even realize that our entire executive team is blind or visually impaired. And I think that is really a key thing. Do you want to share about our executive team?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful team of individuals that work together. They're all so passionate about BPN's mission, and we all bring different skills and strengths to the team. One
Hmm.
will start with founder, right? So you already see what Miss Victoria does, what Miss Hiller does in with BTT, spreading awareness of the community, and then her passion just about what BVI community need, right? But then you also have our membership director who works with, making sure that our members are feeling at home. She welcomes them. She makes sure that they get pointed to the right services and programs they need, just any way that she can support our members. And then we also have two wonderful outreach directors who work in different areas, and they go out into the community, do tell the community about who we are, and then also recruit new members and
Are we
things like that.
are we not saying names? Is there
Oh,
are
I'm
we
sorry.
are we not saying, I'm just wondering, are we are no, I mean, are we, is it like a top secret? Are we not allowed to
No,
say
we're
names?
hey, we're a nonprofit, so we're
Right.
we're we're
Well, I
transparent.
mean,
Like they,
I'm proud
you're
of my
proud of it.
team.
Yes. Okay. All
Say their
right.
name, say their name,
Absolutely. Yes.
please.
Shout out.
Yes.
Shout out.
So
All right.
so our
So
membership director.
membership director, Miss Cynthia Fobbs. And then we also have our community outreach directors, co-directors, Mr. Joseph Fleeks, security, all right. And
Yes.
then Mr. Brandon Scott out of New Jersey. And then we
Yes.
also have a wonderful finance director. Oh my gosh, Miss Ariella Gonzalez. She
I
has
don't know.
a
She might be the new boss lady. I don't know, because she be
man.
trying to stay on us with this
She
money, boy. I'm
is
like,
right.
ooh, yes, I love it though.
But that's
That's
all right
that's what
because
we
she has
need.
so
Yes.
much experience in nonprofit management, and
Yes.
it's a great asset to have on the team. So I love her. And then
Yes.
we definitely can't forget Mr. System Technology Manager that makes sure he keeps
Yes.
these courses and these one-on-one
Yes.
trainings. Like y'all Mark work just as hard as I do, you
I'm
know.
gonna wait. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and those that get it, and those that don't won't, right? But
Right.
Mark is our top flight security of the world,
A-
Craig.
yes.
He takes his, like, that is top flight security of the like, just think Day Day. If y'all know what I'm talking about with Day Day and his security job, that's Mark. Because Mark
Yes.
is like, he looking for stuff. He ready. Mm-mm.
Yes,
I love
yes.
it.
But I
Yes.
love it. He's so ambitious because he'll email, call me and say, "Hey, I'm working on such and such," and that's something that I hadn't even
Yes.
necessarily been thinking about. But I'm like, okay, you know,
Yes. Yes.
he's making sure to
Exactly.
do
Yes.
whatever he needs to make sure he's managing
And I
his
love
people.
too, because he's one of those. I mean, although I love all my team, but when I ask Mark for something, trust and believe it's in my inbox within 30 minutes. I love
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely. He's not
And then
procrastinating at all.
so then we don't want to forget either about our consultants, our
Yes,
technical
absolutely.
consultants. We have a couple of them now. So of course we have our Dr. Charles. Um, and he
Compliance,
is our, yes,
legal. I'm
he is
sorry.
our legal compliant. Yes, he's our legal consultant. And then we also have that's Dr. Charles Powell, W. Powell the second, that is. And then we have our technology, on our technology side, we have a few. We have our web developer. It was Brando Collins, and then we recently added our new web developer, which is our technical consultant, and that is Jad Wathier. So
Hmm.
I'm excited about that. And then I am just loving because we have got also on our admin side, we have hired our administrative assistant, and that is Miss
Talisha Davis.
yes, and so that is her. And then and we can't name them, but just name them all, but just the volunteers that we have. We have what it's about 12 AT trainers
Ooh,
now.
yeah, I think we're around 12
So
assistant
there's about
technology.
12 assistive technology trainers that have dedicated their time and their skills and knowledge to help empower our members through their assistive technology trainings. That once again is all free. So we don't charge anything for that. And we just thank our volunteers because, our volunteers are really, and then all of the new volunteers that we just got recently.
Yes, and those
So
volunteers are serving in all kind of capacities. They're not just assistive
yes,
technology. So we
yeah,
we just really appreciate everyone who is coming together. And as Jad spoke recently, he mentioned how is the community, like we're such a
yes, he
community
did say
together.
that.
Like the network is truly a inclusive,
Yeah,
supportive network.
right.
Y'all, our core values is based off of the word success. Like, I mean, come
Yes.
on, what more can you shoot for?
Yes, I love
It's
it.
beautiful.
I love it. So, of course, as we do, BPN has taken over this episode, obviously. But I do, I just want to make sure I want to share our conference with everybody. But before I do, I want to just again, BPN is um, open to anybody that is blind or visually impaired, no matter what stage you're at. I like to say professional, right, is a state of mind, right? So even those that are looking to get into the work world, right? Those that have, like myself, went blind later in life and thought my life was over. I didn't. I would. I literally did not think I would ever work again when I first went blind. And there's people that are like that. When these lights go out, sometimes we think life goes out, right? And so we really invite you to come to our community so that we can show you that everything is still possible. Fun stuff's possible too, but our focus is showing you that you still can be employed and uh,
Painful.
gainful employment. Yes. So www.blindpronet.org. That is where you can sign up, membership, services, everything's free. So that's something. So but why don't you share about your conference? I'm so excited about this conference, by the
Wow.
way.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am so
absolutely.
excited.
And I guarantee you all, you listeners, that that is not something that you want to miss. Okay. So we go to workshops and things all the time, but there's nothing like this particular conference because it's interactive. We're not just going to have you sitting there listening to a bunch of speakers all day, right? We're going to have you, in front of some panels that can share their journeys, and you can ask questions and things like that. Employers that will be
Hmm.
there to tell you about what they're looking for when they're hiring. And
Yeah.
then we're going to have a headshot lounge, mock interviews, resume writing, anything that you could think about to help you get prepared for work. And then to top it off, we got a wonderful exhibit hall with wonderful vendors who, show their products and services. And then those employers that'll be there to take your resumes, do some preliminary interviews, and tell you about their job openings, and hopefully get you on the road to a opening, an
And what I
opportunity.
like about that too is we are making sure, even though it is in Houston, by the way,
Absolutely.
even though it is in Houston, we are really focused on making sure that the employers that are there are nationwide employers,
Nationwide,
not
absolutely.
just Houston employers, right? So it's going to be nationwide employers. There's also going to be technology demonstrations. It's actually going to be held at Houston Lighthouse for the Blind, and we've got great technology devices there that we'll be showing. We have companies that are bringing in devices. We got information that we're going to be sharing. Oh, and shout out to one of our sponsors, Hapware, right?
Absolutely. I was gonna
Hapware.
say that next. We
Yeah.
gotta shout out our sponsors. We got Hapware, we
Yes. Right.
have HTO, we have
Yeah. Yes.
Starbucks. You
Yeah.
know, the
Yes.
community is letting us know that they believe in inclusivity out here in employment. So
Yeah.
thank you for those sponsors that are already supporting us.
Yes, and if anybody is interested in supporting us and assisting to make this empowering day even more empowering, please reach out to us. You can email us at bpn@blindpronet.org and find out about all the opportunities that are out there for sponsorship. And, even we are, of course, looking for donations as well. So don't hesitate if anybody would like to support our cause. That's another way that you can assist to help us empower. And every dollar, I said, you know what? If 50 people give a dollar, that's $50. Obviously, y'all can do the math, but I'm just saying every dollar counts.
Literal dollars. Like
No,
we're
like really
saying, really
$1.
$1. Just that's all it takes.
Yes, $1. If so, we are, looking for that. So I'm really excited. So what's the date? Because
It
I
is
always get
on
it wrong.
It is on April 25th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Houston Lighthouse. We also, oh, I forgot, we got to shout out Courtyard Marriott
Oh,
for backing us as
yes.
well.
Yes.
There
So,
is a room block, so if you want to come into town and stay, you can definitely stay at the Courtyard Marriott, not far from the venue. And it's just gonna be an awesome event. Breakfast, lunch, the even the conference is free. BPN is
yeah,
giving all
yeah.
kinds of freebies away, right?
Right, exactly.
Hey, there's
And
no
I've always said that, right? I'm very passionate about that and just making sure that um finances are not a barrier to success, right? And
absolutely.
so that is something that, BPN now at some point I wish we could, pay for people's hotels and flights and all that stuff, right? I really do. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. So but we are trying to make it where it is um feasible for people. And I think one of the things is having it in April is a good thing. Having it in a central location, so East Coast can come, West Coast can come, right? And I did want to also say it is available virtual as well because BPN is nationwide, and we do realize and understand that everybody may not be able to travel. But it is April, it's 4 months. It is enough time to plan. If you are able to, we would love to have you. But if that's just something that you cannot make happen to come physically, then please join us virtually as well. And to be some good information for you that way too.
And then even just think about it, you can meet your BTT host in person.
Oh yeah, yeah. That let that be the reason, right?
Hey,
Yes.
right. Hey.
So yes, but so BPN, I just want to say there are a lot of organizations out here, right, for us, and we support and encourage and promote them all. We are not competition to anybody. We are just another tool in your toolkit. So there's other organizations that you can get resources from that get that help that you need in between times with that you're waiting for these state services. There's a lot out there, which uh, leads us into our interview for this week,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So, and it is with Connect All. And this interview is with the young lady who has had the idea to have one place, one shop for us as blind and visually impaired to be able to go to and find resources for pretty much everything, right?
Right. Yes. Lucy is very passionate about what she does because it's personal to her,
Yeah,
and
right.
she has a great team that works with her, and they
Yeah.
make sure they have these resources available. So check them out.
Yeah, so the website's there. You can pretty much find a lot of different things for them. So thank you guys for allowing us to come and take over the BTT table with BPN. I
Right.
appreciate that. So, and I always try not to, bring the two together, but you know what? I thought about something like this is what BTT is. It's a resource uh awareness sharer, right? Yes, I make up my own words, so I don't know if that, but that's what we do, and it's about spreading awareness. And what better way to help to get BPN out to our community than from bringing them to the table. So here we are, y'all.
Yes.
So thank you guys, and hope you enjoy the interview.
Blind table talk, yeah.
Tonight, we have some great guests with us here in our BVI community seat. We have the lovely ladies from Connect Alt, and they will be telling all about what Connect Alt is. Please help me welcome Carol, Lucy, and Ella to the table. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we're excited to be here.
No problem. I am excited for you to share with our listeners about Connect Alt, and I love the website, the concept, all that you're doing. So thank you so much. Why don't we start though by just kind of each of you introducing yourselves and telling us a little bit about you?
Great. I'll start. I'm Carol. I'm Lucy's mother, and Lucy is really the brain behind this whole process. It was her idea originally, and basically we were having difficulties finding events and programs, and so Lucy came up with the idea, and we're happy here to work on it with her. Lucy?
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm visual impaired, 24 years old. I'm an author, scriptwriter, and I came up with this to help find resources easier.
Yes, thank you. I'm so happy about that. Yes.
And I'm Ella. I'm Lucy's god sister and Carol's goddaughter, and I have turned into this like developer role for adult. It's been like I majored in journalism and we created it through a launch pad at SDSU, but it's been such a fun journey and really eye-opening and sharing this with all like my sighted friends as well.
Awesome. Thank you too. Thank you all. I think this is such a great, great concept. Lucy, thank you for just, being that inspiration to put all of this together for us because there's so many different things out there and we have to go so many different places. And I can keep on going, but why don't I let you and your team explain what is Connect Alt?
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Yes, you're
Alright.
welcome. So as Lucy's mom cited, Lucy wanted to do things like acting for the blind, a variety of things. And it was very difficult to sort through all the sites and to try to find different programs for her. Even going on the sites for the organizations for the blind, like, all the organizations have wonderful events and programs. But in
Mhm.
order to find them, you've got to go to tech or to something else and then go to that calendar or whatever. And it was just very difficult. So Ella was at school at San Diego State, and the girls were working on kind of a Google survey to see if this was something that people were interested in that were blind. And there was a program called Zip Launchpad, and we applied to it. It was due the next day. Ella saw the thing at school, and we jumped at it. We put in an application, and through the process, we basically it's a wonderful program. We started to really dig in. Is this a problem for people who are blind with low vision? And is it a problem people want to solve? And so we had to interview probably almost 100 people and so
Wow.
through that, the three things that people wanted to solve that were blind or low vision were the first was a connection of resources. And there's so many, even organizations that are for profit have blind travel and all sorts of things. The second was career, which is, I know what you guys do, blind professionals
Hmm.
does as well. And that was another big component of what people were looking for. And then the third was social. And so we thought we'd start with the resources. And it's been a really amazing journey as we've talked to blind individuals, but also the organizations that really support. And it's just been inspirational for us too.
Yeah, and even talking to these blind organizations, they will admit that all their sites are 70% accessible. And these are like the websites that are meant to provide resources for blind and
Hmm.
vision impaired people. So
Right.
through creating this site, we've worked like testing it out with JAWS and different screen readers and different devices. And we have no images on the site, and it could be filtered for online or in person or hybrid. And we have a page, like an events calendar, where you can look up events tomorrow, or a programs page where there's travel grants and Blind ProNet and podcasts. And then we have an organization directory by state. So we're just trying to like compile all the internet's resources into one site because it's so much effort going. I think there's over like 2,500 organizations and organizations chapters across the whole country, and none of them really
Wow.
work together at all.
Yeah,
No.
and then the way we organize a site is that you can, as Ella said, you can say, I want sports or entertainment or museum. And then if you click on that, it'll say when different programs or events are occurring. And then when you want to register for that, you go right to the organization's registration page. So
Wow.
we don't keep any of we don't keep it and then send it on. It's with ease.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would love everyone's input and any other organizations or programs or events. We'd love people to send those to us so we can keep encouraging this to be something that is a go-to spot for all.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. And you're so right. And I didn't realize, what did you say, 2,500
Yeah,
organizations?
2,500 roughly.
Jeez, I commend you for even just doing that research, right? Because I know this takes a lot even to see all that is out there, but
Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
always felt like there was so much out there for us. And I know I've probably only pinched the
Yeah.
the the thing as how much is out there. So it's amazing to hear that. And
Yeah.
having this centralized place is just wow. I think that's awesome.
So like with the lighthouses, like all the lighthouse organizations,
Hmm.
they're separate.
Right.
They're not connected. So we thought
Yeah.
if you're sitting, well, at the National Federation, we did get a lot of great validation. Like if you're in a small town in Arkansas or somewhere,
Hmm.
you don't have the same lighthouse or National Federation as maybe San
Right.
Francisco does. And so with that, you can do a hybrid class in Iowa or Arkansas or wherever you are,
Hmm.
and you don't have to be there. It's so you have
Right.
access to things that you wouldn't in your own community.
Yeah, like there's virtual events, important events.
Yes. Yes. I Zoom is my best friend. So though that is what is helps us to be able to connect everywhere is that, the virtual
Exactly.
aspect. So
Exactly. It's important.
yes. So, okay, if organizations, because it sounds like, I mean, people or organizations, agencies, companies, they can list on your site, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they just how would that go about if an organization wanted to be listed on your site?
So right now, we would just it's free at the moment for people to advertise on the site. We're trying to create a big user group so that we can really provide outreach for the organizations, but also, connect to more of the community. So
Hmm.
they would just we've been reaching out to the organizations, and some of them have also found us through those contacts and asked us to add to the calendar or the events. And so,
Hmm.
our thought is that eventually we'll have maybe corporate sponsorships to help us
Mhm.
to continue to make this sustainable, which is what we're looking at.
Yeah, and we're looking for like small organizations around the country. Like if it's one person who just created like events that they do online, or however
Yeah.
many employees you have, you can send me an email at Ella, ELLA, at connectalt.com. And
Awesome.
you can send me your events and then I'll add it to the calendar. We're trying to look at so many diverse, we have like workout classes and like professional networking and
Parasailing.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, and that was I was gonna ask you. So, what about stuff like, virtual monthly support groups that people might do? Is it that type of activities as well? Things
Yeah.
that are
Yes, we're looking for we don't really have like what
while
Well, like Braille Institute
Yeah.
has
we're trying to do every sort of event on there, not just limit it to certain
Yeah.
types of events like
Yes,
rock
awesome.
climbing and support groups and yoga
Yeah.
and
yeah,
yoga
sailing around the world and the
Yeah.
UK and
just amazing what's available if you can
Mhm.
find it. Blind acting programs, and it's real. We're really learning a lot.
it's
Yeah.
very like shoot, there's a word I can't think of.
Oh, you'll think of it.
Shoot, I hate when that happens to me
Me
too.
too.
I know.
And she's only 24. Just wait, Liz.
Right, exactly. So, but okay, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound like I am, but any event, activity, anything out there for the blind or low vision,
Yeah.
that sounds like we can send it to you and you will put it on your site. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And we also want to encourage people to engage on the site and let us know doing an event, what their experience was, so that we can also give that feedback to the organizations too, to try
Yeah.
to help the ecosystem improve as much as possible.
Awesome. Oh, ladies, I think this is awesome. Listeners, please check out the Connect Alt site as well as send in some information. I think one of the things that I've always said, and if you don't know, you don't know. And it sounds like Connect Alt is a place where you can find out what you need to know,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So,
With other people, connect with, it's just we're very happy about where we are now, but we know we're just at the beginning of.
oh, yes.
Connect with people, connect with events, connect with yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes. Yes.
That's our new slogan.
Yeah,
I like
Yes.
that.
And so, okay, so just again, let's for our listeners, tell us the website. What is the website where they can find it all out?
It's www.connectalt, connectalt.com. Connectalt.com.
Connect all dots.
Awesome. And we will also have links in the show notes and things of that nature as well, because we're going to, I'm going to help promote this. I support this 100%. I think it is a great thing. It's almost like what's that phrase about remaking the wheel or rebuilding the
Reinventing the wheel?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Reinventing the wheel.
Right. So instead of reinventing the wheel, let's just, have one
Connect
wheel
all.
and yes,
The
exactly.
Connect all.
Expanding the
Right.
loop.
Yeah, we also had Lucy's eye doctors at UCLA, and we gave him the site, and the whole vision clinic at UCLA was really excited about it too.
Yes.
Wow.
Because they felt like there was a lack. People feel isolated,
Mhm.
can join in even online. It changes your world.
Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. I totally agree and a living testament of that. So thank you.
Wonderful.
So, ladies, all right, before we say goodbye, is there any final words or last words that you would like for our listeners to know or you'd like to share with our listeners? Anything?
I think we would love for everyone to go on the site and subscribe as a user. And we'll send, it's free for the users to sign
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
And we'd like them to
Yes.
promote it and send it out so we can keep this going and bring all the services and the resources and everything to everyone. And we'd really like feedback too. I think that's important.
Yes, we do. So if you have like a problem with the site or you love the site, we'd love to hear about it. And because we just want to improve and make everything the best possible for these users.
Awesome.
Also,
That is great.
make
luck.
sure to live your life and
to the fullest.
Yeah. Live, laugh, love.
Yes.
Live, laugh, and love.
There you go, live, laugh,
Lucy.
love.
There you go.
Bye.
Yes, absolutely. People forget that too. And so thank you for that reminder because that's exactly what we
You're
all
welcome.
should do.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies. Well,
thank you.
thank you so much for coming to the table and sharing with our listeners. And we will definitely, again, we're here to support you in any way we can. So listeners, please, please let's support and share what we have going on and also find out what else is going on out there in our BVI community. Thank you, ladies.
Have a
Bye-bye.
nice night.
Have a nice night.
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. See, that's what I was talking about. You can just hear the passion, right?
Yes, and we can just talk forever when
Yeah.
we're passionate about something.
Yes. So I'm glad you guys hung through this long. I hope you enjoyed our discussion. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Please, please visit our website, www.blindtabletalk.com. Email us. Let us know what you think. info@blindtabletalk.com. And then don't forget to check us out on YouTube at Blind Table Talk. And like, share, subscribe. Please, please help us spread awareness about all this stuff. This week we got BPN to share. We got Connect All to share. There's a lot of things that we can just share in this one episode by itself. So thank you, boss lady, for coming.
Thank
and
you for
being
having me. Thanks,
co-hosting.
Joa, for letting me sit in your seat for a little bit.
So okay, do you have any words of wisdom, anything you want to let our listeners know before we say goodbye?
I just want to say, that the world is your oyster, as they say, and just take the change as it comes. If something new comes along, adapt to it, figure it out, and hey, make it work.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, listeners. Again, we appreciate you all. Until next time, y'all, be blessed.
Blind table talk, yeah.